Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we gonna talk about if INTP and INFP can make friends. And I've gathered some discussions on this topic. As usual, I'll share you what I find the most valuable discussions and insights in the video. They are not 100% accurate but educational. You can gain a lot of inspiration from them and enhance your understanding of MBTI and the 8 cognitive functions. And that's the point, so here we go. First, let me show you the question and the asker's description.
Is it true that INFPs and INTPs cannot be friends? I'm an INFP, and she's an INTP. We met online. She used to frequently post about philosophy and literature, and I was attracted to her unique personality, feeling that we were kindred spirits. In the beginning, we often had imaginative and whimsical discussions. However, now her words often carry a tone of disdain and impatience in my gut feeling. Lately, I've been hesitant to start conversations with her because I feel like whatever I say will annoy her. Just now, we had our first major argument. I feel like I never want to talk to her again, but I know INTPs fear betrayal and being cut off. Still, I really believe that friendship shouldn't be like this. If talking makes me so anxious, it's better not to have friends at all. I hate it when I can't share or discuss my thoughts and ideas. I understand that INTPs are generally very aloof, but shouldn't friends treat each other better? Does having weak FE mean they lack basic respect? Am I just overthinking it, or she never considered me a friend at all? Lastly, I hope the response can be objective and polite. She used to help me a lot, we just have different beliefs and values.
I'm an INTP, and here's my view. INTP's trigger is trying to interfere with their actions, including what they should do or learn. Due to their hero function TI, their action always needs to make logical sense. If that's hard to understand, INFPs can imagine someone trying to interfere with your thoughts and values. INTPs can temporarily accommodate others' actions, but long-term accommodation makes them feel like they are being taken advantage of, leading to feelings of disgust. However, this is not genuine disgust. Given some time to cool off, these feelings will disappear. Because fundamentally, this disgust is a form of exhaustion, I guess. So you don't need to worry about your friendship if your INTP didn't show you as much response as you expect. Conversely, INFPs can briefly tolerate being preached, but long-term unsolicited advice against their will is seen as emotional manipulation or gaslighting. Interestingly, if roles were reversed, neither type would see it as a major issue. INTPs can endure long-term lecturing as long as the content is novel and valuable, even if it doesn't align with their own views. They are often particularly interested in such content. When it comes to INFP, before lecturing cold hard facts, it's more important to care others' emotion. Thus, INTPs and INFPs are highly likely to misunderstand each other. I personally believe these two types are the most rebellious among the 16 personality types, and I like to call them the rebellious duo. INTPs have a strong tendency to resist behavioral control, while INFPs strongly resist mental control. In essence, INTPs and INFPs are very similar, and their ultimate goals might even be the same. But because their fundamental operating modes are completely different, they often exhibit contrasting perceptions. When these two types interact, it might require an imbalance in intensity for one to accommodate the other. If their intensities are equal, it depends on their cognitive abilities. If they can communicate calmly, I believe they can address each other's blind spots and build a complementary team. Personally, I enjoy communicating with INFPs a lot.
I'm an INFP, and I have two very close INTP friends, both of whom are women. Our relationship is extremely close, but it hasn't reached the ideal level of perfect harmony in thoughts and actions that INFPs often envision. However, I find many of their realistic ideas very insightful. Often, their TI makes me feel a strong sense of exclusion. This feeling likely arises because INFPs deeply crave spiritual resonance with close friends, whereas INTPs are more resistant in this area. So, although there are moments of frustration, I still greatly value my relationship with them. Ultimately, if we can't achieve spiritual resonance, we shouldn't force it or overthink it. Instead, we should focus on enjoying our interactions. It's essential to focus more on our own lives and not be overly sensitive. Engaging in conversations with them can be very enjoyable.
So here's the thing, I'm an INTP, and my bunkmate is an INFP. We share a lot of the same books, have similar hobbies and lifestyle habits, and in one math exam, we were the only two in the class who solved the problem the same way. Yet, we both can sense that we're not quite on the same wavelength. We both recognize how much we have in common, but we're also very aware there are many aspects in each other that do not mesh at all. Although it's hard to describe, the feeling is very clear, it's like magnetic fields repelling each other.
I think being friends online works well, but it's not suitable in real life. It's always the INFP taking care of the INTP. INTPs generally don't warm up easily. I'm an INFP, and I already have this tendency. I have no interest in most people and don't want to talk or socialize. I do find INTPs interesting and want to talk to them, but they are even more aloof and prefer solitude. INFPs might become chatterboxes in front of people they like. In reality, when they're happy, they can be quite annoying, sometimes acting like an ENFP, constantly talking like a puppy sticking to the person they like. I understand it's a normal need, but for those T-types it's really not easy to cope with. We can be friends, but INFPs shouldn't expect too much emotional support from INTPs. At most you can discuss academic topics. When I talk with INTPs, we usually discuss books and cultural exchanges. Even gossip eventually turns into academic discussions, elevating superficial gossip to scholarly and philosophical issues. You'll gain a lot, but there won't be much emotional communication. I haven't interacted with INTPs in real life, but I met an INTP girl in high school. We couldn't be friends due to our different vibes and magnetic fields. However, I don't dislike all INTPs, it's all about the vibe. The ones I like, I really like, and the ones I don't, I really dislike. This goes for other types too. It's all about the magnetic field and mutual liking. With ESFP girls, I dislike some and get along with others, and they feel the same about me. Even with fellow INFPs, there are some I dislike right away. So, maybe it's often about the vibe, not the type. I think INTPs are okay. They don't meddle, have boundaries, and are of good character and values. I've met a few who are amazing. I admire them a lot, even though sometimes I can't help but feel a bit jealous. But mostly, I respect and like them. They have a broad vision, strong character, and great knowledge, qualities of a true leader. Communicating with them can be a bit guarded and too boundaried, but I deeply respect and understand them. They are stable and influential, offering positive and genuine impact rather than selfish gain. They follow their passions and help others solve problems, attracting both admiration and jealousy. With INTPs, you can be your true self, sharing your doubts and dark thoughts without being judged. They'll engage in equal exchange and provide proper methods and analysis. I can't reveal such thoughts to ISFJ friends, but I can be real with INTPs. Their intellectual and conscious level is higher, so INFPs like cherishing good-natured INTPs. Some INFPs can be annoyingly dramatic, but high-level INFPs and high-level INTPs can get along harmoniously, respecting and understanding each other.